to this week's episode of There Will Be Spoilers presented by the House of Words podcast. On this episode, we will be talking season 3, episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Game of Thrones. And we are your hosts. This is Nicole. Got Armani here.
What's up, guys?
And Mo.
Yo.
So this episode picks up after Jaime lost his hand. Tyrion is still laid up. He's worried about his life at this point, and he's sitting there talking to Varys. And this is when Varys details how he became a eunuch and the Red Witch and why he hates magic.
And then he opened up the box showing.
Wait, did he open up the box already? He has the box here?
Yeah, that's when he was telling Tyrion about the story about how he became a eunuch, and then slowly but surely opens up the box with a sorcerer that looking like the Jeepers Creepers dude.
That's right. That was right after the war. I forgot about that. Because that's what he got during the war. That's what he picked up. That was his spoils of war. So Gilly wants to save her baby.
Can we, you know how we talked about the other spot before? Like, can we skip all things Gilly and, you know.
For now.
I low-key be fast-forwarding and like, just rewatch these. I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see this.
All right.
I mean, we don't have to. It's just this is my
working his dream.
This is my suggestion. You can say yes or no. I personally take zero notes and I fast forward everything when it comes to Sam and Gilly. Like, I'm good.
Well, I mean, that's until they get to his parents' house. That's
fine.
Okay, fine. So Roz and Varys are talking about Littlefinger making travel plans. And this is where this is what gets Roz put in the situation she ends up in. Her running her mouth to Varys, unfortunately. And telling him about how Littlefinger's making travel plans and he's got 2 beds. And Varys is all like, well, that's not totally unheard of, or it doesn't seem totally weird. And then, let's see, Marjorie is playing the Game of Thrones officially.
Mm-hmm. Is this when they bring Sansa? This isn't when they bring Sansa into the garden, right?
I thought it was.
Yeah, it is.
You talking about both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Olenna and Marjorie were over there talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Give me the full rundown. What you have to say? You over deep science. What's up?
Well, I guess at this point, like for Sansa, like I just didn't know like what their real motives were. Like, were they really trying to help her, or was this going to be a setup? And she was about to get the shaft again, because poor Sansa always gets the shaft. So it was just like, all right, well, what is it? What y'all really trying to do to my girl? So are you trying to help her, or are you trying to hurt her? But I mean, we know how it turned out. But I mean, I think I like that Lady Olenna was straightforward. She made it very clear what she was trying to find out, because she didn't want her granddaughter tied up in no shit with that crazy ass boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew he was crazy. That was the thing. Like, they knew from the gate that he was crazy.
Yeah, so really they were just trying to see how they need to work Joffrey. Like, how that was about to go down. And I mean, that's why Lady Olenna was always one of my favorite characters. Because she was just blunt and honest from the beginning. Like, she didn't even sugarcoat it with, the later events with Sansa and Tyrion.
No, she didn't. What did you feel about this scene, or this introduction to Lady Olenna, Mo?
I'm the same way. Like, I loved her, just being perfectly honest. She the one that always came out the gate like, no nonsense, talking that shit. She always getting her jokes off. She always getting her smart comments off. But she kept it a buck. Everything was real coming out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So this scene and then all the other scenes that she would be in, she would take over the scene, just because she would, when you see her with, we'll talk about when she talks to Tywin in a little bit, like, she takes over the scene.
Yeah.
Like, every single one, she'll get her Lady O shit off in the scene, and I'm just like, yeah, they needed to keep her on.
Yeah. Last episode, we had kind of talked about people we want to bring back, and she was a person who definitely...
Was she number 1?
Huh? I
think she was number 1.
Yeah.
She's our universal number 1.
Yeah. She's that person you want to see long, stay around longer for sure.
Yeah, like, she should have been there with the planning of Dany's, like, final come up.
Well, I mean, she was, essentially. She just went back to Highgarden.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, she's just been there through it, should I say.
She should just stay to Dragonstone. Like, why go back to Highgarden? Why did that? I mean, I guess it's her home, so that's why she'd go back, not just let somebody take it while she's not there. Yeah. So Jamie and Brienne start the bond. Was this when they were in the bathtub together?
Yeah. This is when he just interrupts her bath, actually. And he starts telling him the story of the Dragon Slayer and the Mad King.
Hold on. No, y'all jumping. We're still episode 4, right?
Yeah, this is still episode 4.
Yeah, y'all jumping. That was like episode. I know it was. Is it 5 or maybe 6?
I don't know. I said they were bonding.
Yeah, they were bonding, but they weren't in the bath yet.
Oh, okay.
Hey, stop jumping.
You know what? I'm gonna have to start actually taking notes then, because really, I do go off most of this from memory, and I'm gonna start putting that notes after you. Then
I did that in the first season, and I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm fucking up. So let me actually take notes because I be jumping myself. But no, they were bonding. She was checking them, but still thanking them. You know what I'm saying? He was still in that whole woe is me mode and talking shit. But,
oh, this is like when he fell off that horse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they haven't gotten to Harrenhal yet.
Yeah, they were on the way to Harrenhal.
So Varys knows Littlefinger's plans to take Sansa, or at least he figures out that that's what he's doing. He's going to try and take Sansa. So he goes to Lady Tyrell and comes up with a better idea. Let's marry her to your son or your grandson, and we can send her to Highgarden.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay.
Very, very, very. Everybody, just like you said earlier, everybody trying to play the Game of Thrones right now. They trying to get their 2 cents in.
This was a good plan. Like it was a good plan. As short-lived as it was, but it was a good plan.
Keyword was.
And then my next note was Marjorie and Sansa, the duo we deserve, but we never got. Like, this friendship should have happened. Like, number 2 on the bring back list, Marjorie, because I think even after Joffrey's death, if she could have outlived Cersei, and I don't know, like, I just feel like Marjorie should have maybe met Daenerys. Like, that could have been that council, that small council of Dany,
basically all the women in charge.
Yes, basically all the women in charge. But I'm trying to paint the picture. Yara, we got Marjorie and Sansa and Arya. At the end of the day, like,
yeah, they'd have been
how so? Explain. How so?
That would have been amazing. That would have been dope.
No, I'm saying, like, explain how you think that would have been, like, the dope. Like, how did they need to meet and everybody be good?
I mean,
you don't think Dany would have just been like, nah, I run the show?
No, definitely. Dany should have said, I run the show, which she has said. I think the questionable meeting in that situation would have been how Marjorie would have went along with it, which is obviously why Marjorie is dead, because it just wouldn't have made any sense in the timeline. Because, how do you justify Marjorie versus versus Cersei under the same roof, which would never have happened. So she's dead. So insert Cersei into this, big picture of things. And we know where Cersei stands, but Yara, Sansa, and Dany are all about to, have to do what Dany says, because Dany's like, I'm the boss. So,
if anything, I feel like that would have been the perfect balance, because I feel like Marjorie was one of the only people she was playing the Game of Thrones, but she had good intent behind her plan. Like, she was trying to fix some things and get some things done.
I think she would have been a good queen.
Yeah,
she would have been a decent queen. She would have been a good person. Like, I think, like, even if she was helping the poor just to look good, but she would have done that. Like, she would have helped the poor because it made her look good. Whereas Cersei was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what you think about how I look, and I'm not helping you people. So, okay. So Commander Mormont gets shanked. His watch ends. This is when he gets killed and double crossed. So sad. And we're gonna skip the other 2 people in this scene. Let's see. The Brotherhood without banners. Is this where we first met the Brotherhood without banners?
No, I believe we've already met them when they first got.
Oh no,
Arya.
This is Beric Dondarrion versus the Hound. This is when we get that fight.
Yeah, and we actually get the real look at the magic of the King, Lord of Fire. That's what they call him, the Lord of Fire.
The Lord of Light.
Lord of Light. There we go.
Yes, he gets brought back to life, and we see magic is real. Ta-da! So we know the one true God is definitely the Lord of Light. Like he showed his hand. We know he exists. Well, technically there's two gods that we know exist at this point that are real. Because later on, I believe it was in this episode when they were getting ready to, no, actually that wasn't until like episode 7 because that was the episode I watched last night. But anyway, Arya makes the comment like her only, like her one god that she serves is the god of death. So yeah, we know everybody dies. So we got the Lord of Light and the God of Death. That's it. What was that for?
Because I'm just like, that was another kind of, I guess you would say, like plot line in the show that I'm just like, stop telling us about it if you're not going to really get in depth and explain it. You know what I mean?
As far as the Lord of Light goes?
Yes. Like you keep just giving this stuff to us, but you're not really giving us anything.
Do we think they're gonna flesh that out more in episode 8?
No. Nope. I think they'll reference it, but I don't think it's gonna be any like real explanation on what the Lord of who and what and how. I don't see it. I don't know. This is me. Like we ain't really got the full explanation from Stannis, and granted he's gone, but like and Sandre and Gendry, we haven't got the full. You see how they keep going back to these stories with a lot of the Targaryens and the Starks and all. Like we'll get the foreshadowing and then we'll get the backstory and then we'll get this explanation, that explanation. We never really get any explanation from that. They just tell us what it is and then this happens and there's no explanation.
Well, I guess we don't really have a real explanation of magic in general. So I mean, is there really an explanation for magic?
No, I mean not that, but just in the storyline of just like how Jon was the prince who's promised, or is it the princess who's promised? Like, Missandei had said like in old Valyrian terms and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it just keeps going. They keep telling us stuff, but they're not giving us any real backstory to why this is what it is. Magic is magic. It's like you don't gotta to me explain it like that. Like, just is what it is. This is back in the old days, so when magic comes, it's just like, magic, hey, like you just said, magic, hey. like, you know what I'm saying? But the real explanation that I might want to know of why is this like this, or why is this what it is, they don't say anything.
I think Bran's going to be the one to bring this together. I think Three-Eyed Raven one is going to be able to bring it home at the end.
I hope so. Like, why are you still on the show, man? You're getting wheeled around and you ain't telling us what's going on. You don't want to see anything, dude.
Him and Sam pieced it together. So with the help of Sam, he's pieced the full story. So now it's just a matter of when everybody else will know. So
because you two niggas is the most expendable dudes on the show, and y'all need to come through in season 8. Come on, man.
I had another note here that the CGI on HBO is better than every DC movie, period. And then I put Dracarys.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And speaking of Dracarys, personal top 5 favorite scene flips in this episode. Just like she's been dealing with this dude for like 2 or 3 episodes now, like going back and forth, not saying shit. Makes a deal, you know what I'm saying? She, makes a deal with Krasinski. Like, all right, here, give me your Unsullied, you know what I mean? And then here's the dragon. Oh, forgot to tell you, that dragon ain't going with you, dude. Ain't no Valyrian. Give me all your soldiers. Get the Dracarys real quick. Fuck out of here. Personal top 5 favorite scene flips in the show.
Of like all 8 seasons or 7 seasons thus far?
Yeah, like just the setup, and then like I enjoyed that part wholeheartedly.
I think I would agree with that.
You can kind of see it coming, but then when it happened, it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of dope.
I don't know. I don't think I was that prepared. Like originally watching this, like I didn't think she was out here just speaking over. I mean, there was that one moment. Actually, no, that moment hasn't even happened yet. No, because she wasn't really speaking Valyrian at any point.
But she was understanding it, though. People were talking and she was understanding it.
Insert Weebay meme. So episode 5 is Kissed by Fire. This is when, after, Beric Dondarrion returns and he stands up and the Hound's looking like, what in the fuck is going on here? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for none of this shit. It's definitely didn't sign up for this shit.
It's like your whole neck and shoulder area, and then you just gonna wake up 32 seconds later. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
That shit was crazy. From the Hound's perspective, for sure. We get Maury, Grit, and John. They become a thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get your rocks off, son. Choose your first little taste, little homie. Yeah, become a man, as they say. Your first little bust down.
Aw.
You say all?
Yeah.
After he called Egret a bust down?
I mean,
He ain't do, you know why I call Eager to bust down? Because he ain't do no work.
we know it ain't no future.
There's a difference if this is mutual. Egret was like, nah, come over here. I'm about to get naked. Get these cheeks. Oh, you a bust down then.
Egret kept it real though. Like, this is what I want, buddy. And you have to say, I'm gonna fuck you up and I'll kill you. So
big facts. Yo, listen, I think you a crow still. So prove it to me by digging in these guts.
And as she said, that thing he does with his mouth. So, John was multi-talented, evidently. He didn't know shit. But
John didn't know how to use his meat. That's why he did his thing with his mouth. He didn't know how to use the meat yet.
Oh, man. That was because when she was talking, nothing Jon Snow. And he was like,
right.
Well, a few things.
Nah, she said, nothing Jon Snow.
Terrible. So Brienne and Jaime meet Roose Bolton. Qyburn is maester at Harrenhal, and this is when Qyburn saved Jaime's arm.
Yeah, because he told me he was going to kill him if he took his arm.
Watching this back now and actually, having lived this, reliving this again, another one of those light bulb moments. On the first watch through, probably first two watch throughs of this series, I never connected Roose Bolton here with Roose Bolton at the Red Wedding. Or Roose Bolton that had been running around with Robb to Roose Bolton at the Red Wedding. I forgot this little section of stuff because these were probably, real talk, the most drab episodes of this, the series, with the exception of Dany and getting the Unsullied. These episodes were pretty lackluster. So they're very easily forgettable in the shit that goes on, in my opinion.
Right.
Because I totally forgot that fucking Roose Bolton pulled the old switcheroo right here.
Oh, the super switcheroo. Both Boltons is pulling the switcheroos. Shoot, Roose pulled the switcheroo on Robb, and obviously Ramsay pulled the switcheroo on Theon. Switcheroos on Theon.
Man. Reek.
So, he put that. I forget. He's not Theon at this point. That boy is Reek.
Yeah, pretty much. Who challenged the... Robb. Robb challenged the Karstarks. Karstark dude lost his head.
Get up out of here.
Yeah.
Don't kill two little boys like they did so.
Man, just again watching that downward spiral of Robb, this shit was the house of cards just falling down, slowly falling. All of this with Robb at this point.
Yeah, real fast. But what I mean, you saying the cards fell, but we already know what the main reason why. It's one thing that set everything in motion.
Yeah, him getting married to old girl, for sure.
Literally one and only thing. Everything else is kind of whatever. It's kind of, like you said, it's kind of the dominoes fall at that point. But yeah, once he married to Lisa, it was over.
Arya's not happy the Hound is free. So, she has no problem voicing her opinion on being upset about that.
Oh, she losing all over the place in this episode. They let the Hound go. Then Gendry told her that he was staying with the Brotherhood. And she was mad about that too.
Yeah. Stannis' wife keeps her dead babies in jars. Why? And Stannis was just okay with this?
I completely forgot about that scene. And when she turned the corner, I was like, yo, is this Independence Day? Remember Independence Day? They had all the aliens in the little pies. I was like, man, I forgot that she. Yeah.
He probably should have sought help for his wife. She needed some kind of counseling. She was not okay at all.
You think?
Yeah, that's just fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and how do you? Okay, so no, we're on Dragonstone. Disregard, because my next question is gonna be how the fuck they carrying this around from tent to tent or port to port. But I guess it's probably at their home because they were holding up home on Dragonstone.
Mm-hmm.
which is awfully close to King's Landing. So I don't see why the fuck they didn't just get rid of them then. But whatevs.
Got a whole map in your head.
So
I don't know where
when
nobody is.
she got the Dragonstone?
Yeah,
Or did she just walk up in her house and was like, what?
Whose babies are these in these jars? Where were these on the tour of Dragonstone when Danny got there? Because truthfully, that's a good ass question.
I thought it took him a minute to get the Dragonstone.
It did. I mean, it took Danny and them a minute to get there after I was about to say, oh boy.
God, what is his name?
Yeah, how did we just lose it? Stannis. After Stannis died, it did take them mad long, but who cleaned up? Who cleaned up Dragonstone? We just
tell him who cleaning up. Ain't nobody just going over there and we know somebody else is gonna come up here. Let's get our stuff up out of here. No, you leaving and you leaving everything in there.
Or better yet, if at that point, if Stannis had been held up at Dragonstone and that's where he made his fort, once they knew Stannis was dead, why didn't Cersei deploy a set of people to Dragonstone to either A, burn the bitch down, and or take it over? Like, why did we still leave this, this spot this close to King's Landing available for someone to go post up at again?
And who else is going to take it, though?
I mean, they still knew that Dany was coming.
Yeah, but I mean, she got to get there. At the end of the day, when you kill Stannis, who else is challenging you right now?
I wouldn't have been comfortable having that place that, like, just chilling that close. Like, because that's a legitimate base that's close to King's Landing. So if someone's going to mount, they're going to mount it from Dragonstone.
I need a game of
I leave it
I need a Westeros map. Because I don't know where all these places are again.
Dany wasn't too much of a threat still to the throne. Like, she wasn't too worried about... She hadn't gotten any boats yet. So there was no way for her to get over to Westeros. So they were just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, and I guess, and Rob was coming from the north. So those were the only two real threats. Yeah, I still burnt it down.
Rob already lost, man, Bannerman.
Or posted somebody up on it. Like, posted up a fleet of people. But okay. This is when Brienne and Jaime get in the bath.
There you go.
Yeah, now we're there. And we learned that Maester Pycelle was the one who got the Targaryens killed.
Oh, man, nigga. Why are all these Maesters trash? Besides Maester Aemon.
The Targaryen Maester was the only good guy.
Right.
But maybe the Targaryens weren't so bad after all.
And then who was the other Maester that got killed from Winterfell?
Yeah, he was a really good guy too. I can't remember his name. That wasn't Maester Aemon, right? Was it Maester Aemon?
No, that was the one that was in the wall.
Okay. Oh well, yeah. There's only two good Maesters in here, because the ones that at the Citadel are all assholes.
Yeah, they suck.
Because their job, they just gotta write stuff down. That's it. Their only job should be, they're supposed to be those background characters in the story. Like, they're supposed to be there to take notes. If you got information, answer information, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess. You think they'd be smarter though? I mean, they would be a little more open to trying things or something, because they were just shutting shit down a lot. I mean, as far as Sam goes, when Sam got to the Citadel, but what else? I digress. So the Unsullied choose Grey Worm as their leader.
You feel me? Shout out to the new HNIC.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Even though in reality, that nigga's like 132 pounds soaking wet. But I wouldn't try you, Grey Worm, because you nice with the spear, B. So I want to smoke
for real. Yeah, no, Grey Worm is that dude. I'm really hoping he survives all this.
Doubt it.
We'll see.
So Sansa said to marry Loras. So she thinks. Littlefinger's not. She was set to marry Loras. Littlefinger's not pleased. So then, he goes to Tywin, and Tywin thinks the Tyrells are up to something with wanting Sansa, and then he decides to make Sansa or Cersei marry Loras, and to get out in front of it, shoots that whole fucking plan down. Yo, Cersei is like, I mean, we never get ages of the adults on this show, but yeah, she's like mad old. You're trying to weather the lords. It's just okay.
All right, so quick hot take.
On the show because they made Tyrion marry a 14-year-old.
Quick hot take. After rewatching this and just looking at the major characters, it's already kind of been developed at this point in the show. You know how I'm a big fan of villains, but I'm not the biggest fan of bitch ass villains. Y'all know I love Cersei.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Littlefinger's number 2 to Joffrey. I'm so glad. I'm so glad they got and Loki pushing number 1 just because he has more control than Joffrey because Joffrey's a kid. Yeah, Joffrey's a king, but he's a kid. He don't know no better. That nigga was a super snake, and I low-key want to put him in number 1. I'm so glad they got him up out of here. And then the way they got him up out of here wasn't don't hit him like Reed got hit. Just get the quick 1-2, bleed out while we stare at your face. Like,
you don't understand. Of all of the Funko Pops I have, I am stalking for when that Arya pop comes out because there's a pop that's gonna be made of Arya in that outfit that she had on when she slit Littlefinger's neck. Like, I'm waiting for that pop to drop because I'm copping that. Like, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm so glad they got Littlefinger out of here. Because, man, like, again, after the rewatch, you just realize the things that he's done over the course of the show and how it affected those people and how badly it affected those people. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah.
Littlefinger really messed up a lot of people's lives.
Everybody's. He's the one who set all this shit in motion.
For real.
So we learned that Beric has been brought back 6 times. So this wasn't the first time he came back. And this is, I guess, when the red shit. No. Did she already leave to go find
Gendry?
Yeah.
She left at the Battle of Blackwater, didn't she?
Yeah.
Like after that.
So I guess that's when she had arrived, because that's when we had found out that he had died. Because she asked him how many times. Wait, is this when he tells her that though? This is what happens when you like watch the episodes like mad long ago. Oh well, whatever. So we know he's been brought back. Fuck how we know. We know.
And he makes the comment that he's not the same each time he comes back, which draws on the question: how is Jon affected now that he's been brought back?
He's only been brought back once, though.
I know, but still, like, is that going to play a factor into how he handles everything that's going on? Like, are we going to see that come into play later on, like during this season?
I don't think so. Because I mean, he's still pretty much the same dude like he was from the beginning. Even after he was brought back, it was still all right. You know, I have a duty to do. Like, he's still all about his duty, but fuck the Night's Watch. Like, I ain't got to do it from here. I can do what I got to do somewhere else.
I gave my life. I'm out.
That's Mike drop.
You made an oath to give your life. Yeah, I did. I'm gone.
Tormund climbs the wall. We get Johnny Grit.
It was just Tormund by himself? Or nobody else climbing the wall?
Nah, nobody of importance.
Oh, okay, there it is.
I said what I said. So Tormund was climbing the wall.
Well, okay. Tormund was by himself.
Let's see. Arya practices the bow with the Brotherhood. So Arya got training from a lot of places on this show. She got training from her dance teacher or her sewing teacher or whatever the hell he was supposed to be back then. The dude from Bravos. She got training with the Brotherhood. She gets training with the House of Black and White. She is probably the most well-trained person on this show, for sure.
Man, only one training matters. You know who it is. Nobody care about these. Well, I don't know. Hold up. Bravo, old boy from, what's old boy name again from Bravos?
I don't remember what her dancer's name was.
Damn. Well, either way, let me say that. I'll take that back because her sword game stupid because of him.
Yeah,
she real nice with it.
So yeah, Arya is the most legit,
most well polished warrior.
Yes, for sure.
You taking her on a Grey Worm time?
I was, it's funny because I was just like, as that was coming out of my mouth, I thought to myself, well, there is Grey Worm.
Who wins the battle 1-on-1?
Yo, that's not. It's. Oh, man. Oh, we're not gonna talk about this here because we're gonna talk about it in an episode on the end of this episode. So let's actually get to it so we can get to that conversation. So Thoros, we learned, was supposed to turn Robert to the light, and he fucking failed his job because he's a drunk. There's that. Melisandre tells Arya they will meet again, foreshadowing like a motherfucker. When she looks in her eyes, she said all she sees is all the eyes that she's shut forever. So also, again, foreshadowing that Arya is going to be a killer. Not a killer, the killer. Ramsey's a psychopath.
That's what you put in your notes.
Yup.
you know, you know, I put mine. I said Ramsey in rare torture form. Rare torture form.
This shit is, he's an example of one of those actors who did such a good job at his role that anything
you see him anywhere else and you want to fight this nigga.
Yes.
And this is coming from people that have not watched The Misfits. You guys haven't watched The Misfits. It's a show on Hulu. It was a UK show when it started off. No, it's still a UK show. They did a US version of it. But he played this dude named Ian on that show. And that's when I saw him. That's who I thought of every time I see him. Because he's honestly really lovable on every other show he's on.
He wasn't lovable on Inhumans.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say, he was in Inhumans and I didn't like him then.
I wanted to punch him in the face every fucking episode.
I didn't like him then. For sure I didn't like him then.
Yeah. Like, the show was bad enough because they fucked it up, but it was like, damn, this dude is just Ramseying everywhere.
Right. He is literally still Ramsey in the show, just not torturing people. He's still a dickhead.
I'm gonna have to check out this Misfits thing because just like his smile, anytime he smiles, he looks like a creepy psychopath.
Yeah, he does have kind of like that little creepy psychopath vibe, but it's not as bad.
I'm with you. I'm gonna have to see him in the Misfits so he can redeem himself. Because nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. And I feel like that might be why he hasn't been on very much since Game of Thrones, because it's probably hard to get that image out of your head.
Super typecast.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if I ever write a serial killer movie, I will be casting that guy.
Oh yeah, number one joint.
Walder Frey has new terms. Edmure must marry a Frey. Edmure is such a fucking idiot. Like, he is just
cross-eyed bitch ass.
Such a disappointment to the tellies. Shit, you don't know what's worth, him or his crazy ass sister over there in
River. No, is it River Run? No, the Erie.
Yeah. The tellies got some fucked up beans.
I was about to say, the one that be letting her grown ass son suck her damn titty milk.
Yeah, like, Kat was the most normal of them kids. Like, what the fuck? That's a shame. That's crazy. Can you imagine their childhood growing up? Like, what if was she always that weird and eccentric? Like,
no, because he did say that her sister has changed since the last time she's seen her. So I don't think she was always like that.
Man, that's just crazy. So we get Lady Olenna and Tywin conversating. This is when, he tells her that he'll just assign Loras to the Night's Watch and he'll never marry and he'll never have kids, and then their family will die. Basically, straight up. No punches pulled. Like, let's get with the shits. This is what it is, lady. You're not getting her. You're not getting Sansa. This is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna like it. And I wanted to see old people make out at this moment.
Oh,
I wanted that to happen.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I was just like, imagine if Lady Olenna had went across that desk and she just like grabbed Tywin by the neck and just started kissing him. Like,
comments that don't need to be said. I've never had the urge to see old people make out.
This would have been a great time for it, though.
Yeah, because that's okay. Can we move on, please?
Before we go farther in your old.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
Writing over there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Next be that market.
Oh.
Who's writing the old people fan fiction?
The words really came out of her mouth, and this is when I wanted to see old people make out. What?
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm gonna throw it in the atmosphere. Somebody's gonna come up. Somebody can listen to this, and there's gonna be a whole new set of old people fan fiction, love stories. It's gonna be an old people's 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
old people, and it's gonna be old people porn.
All right. Do you know that, like, in nursing homes?
No. Do not continue this deep dive. No, get off of it.
No, I mean, this is important. This is a public service announcement.
The one that just said, hold up. We gotta get through this real quick. Now she in old people nursing home deep dives.
Okay, no. I had read somewhere, it was like a few years back, that like one of the areas that has the growing, like the highest or fastest rate of growth in like AIDS and HIV or sexually transmitted diseases was in nursing homes.
At that point, they ain't got that much longer to go. It don't matter.
I told him, you 79, 85, 92. You try this is you trying to get your way out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, old folks ain't using protection. They
I heard Thomas got the bug. Oh yeah, I'm about to get this quick bust real quick.
I mean, the problem is they don't know, and they're not telling each other, but they're sleeping around in nursing. Like in nursing homes, people are like, I'm gonna say old creepy old men is sleeping around with multiple chicks in nursing homes, and they're spreading STDs.
That's just awful.
It is until the subject. Okay, so anyway, so Sansa and Loras get a shock. They found they're not getting married. Let's see. Tyrion has to break the news to Sansa. We get the start of Littlefinger versus Varys at the cost of Roz. So this is where, man, this is when we get to see what happened to Roz. And now I feel like it was so soon. Like maybe that's why I forgot it had happened, because it was in fucking season 3 when poor Roz hit the dust.
Mm-hmm.
So person number 2 that I would like to bring back would be Roz.
Person number Lady O then Roz? That's your 2. That's your 1, 2?
That's such a juxtaposition there, but I mean, no, not exactly. Not my 1, 2, but Roz is in the top 5. Roz is in the top 5 for sure. Yeah, I'm sticking to that. Roz might be 4 or 5. She's probably 5, but she's making the top 5 for sure. Top 5 people need to come back. If I'm resurrecting the 5 people, Roz is in there. Yep. All right.
That's why I let you with silence. You talk about 1, 2. You put Lady O and Roz in the same category. How dare you? Blaspheme.
Yo, Roz was great.
I'm not saying she wasn't great, but Lady O and Roz, come on.
Okay, well, the top 5 for people that you want to bring back ain't that many anyway. Outside of the direwolves. I mean, because we did say we'd bring back the direwolves. But outside of the direwolves, if we're just talking people, ain't too many people that I even care to come back, like, that are dead.
Okay, I can see that. I can get that.
I guess I can see that too. Whatever.
All right, so episode 7. We're on episode 7 already, or did I just skip some pages? But that was it for episode 6.
See, my thing is, I feel like these episodes were really kind of lackluster because they were leading up to episode 8.
Yeah, for sure. So episode 7 asked John about the drummers and the banners. So them same questions that we had a few episodes back, we were asking, who signs up to be the drummer on the boat when the boat's going to war. Ygritte had the same question. Like, why? Y'all don't know how to march? Y'all need, you can't just march in the battle. You need somebody to keep the rhythm for you. That was funny. I love Ygritte. Like, Ygritte, she's definitely she was that comedy. She was that humor and just kind of that realness of all the shit that y'all been doing, all the way y'all, pompous ass aristocrats been living. It's just, it makes no sense. And it's stupid. Like, all y'all shit is stupid. When she saw that windmill and was getting all excited and was like, who built that? Some great king? And then John was like, nah, it's a windmill. Yeah, that was a cute little exchange. So let's see. Rob and company are heading for Walder Frey. Okay, so one thing I noticed when they were having this conversation, because it was raining, and this is when Kat was like, oh, well, we're going to be delayed, and Walter's going to take it as a slight, as if they haven't slighted him already. Him waiting a day or two is really what's going to be, the nail in the coffin, I guess. But that tent they were in looked mad, elaborate. So how you're not popping that up real quick. Like, this wasn't no quick pitch a tent. Like, y'all stopped mad hours ago to get these camps built. These camps just don't go up right away.
Yeah, dude. It's you know why? Every time situations like that happen, I'll be like, I think it is more Martin episode. Like, yeah, it is, baby. We can do anything. This is TV. Of course, these tents gonna be super elaborate and be real fast. This is HBO, man.
True.
What you expect?
Those are things that you're not really meant to pay attention to, because you're like, all right, that's not even the fucking point. Just watch the show. Like,
that's not realistic. Out of all the things on Game of Thrones, the one thing I have a problem with is the tents.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
Not the dead dragon that's fucking blowing down walls with fucking with ice fire or whatever you want to call it. But no, you guys have like 2 couches in this tent, and I'm not feeling it.
A whole ass bedroom set up. Like, where and who's carrying this shit? Like, where's the wagon carrying all this shit? They got mad. So
who is making all this wine?
Who's delivering it?
No, there probably is like a Kings Road wine delivery service. Like someone's driving up and down.
Niggas is homeless, no money, but when I tell you the wine is in stock all day, you ain't never run out of wine.
Yeah, they're never running out of wine. And the Hound has that endless flagon of liquor. So, because he ain't drinking wine, I think he's drinking something stronger than wine. But that flask don't never get empty. Like he stayed with something.
Not only that, ain't a liquor swig that then pause. All went down his mouth. This nigga don't know how to drink nothing. Everything be running down this dude's face. Like, do you know how to drink?
There's a hole in his lips.
Yeah, you have a hole in your face? What's up?
So yeah, things. Okay, so Tormund gives Jon some love making lessons.
In front of his boo.
That was the best part. Like, Tormund doesn't care. He just, he's great.
But he right though. Hey, listen, you can't just beat it up. It's just telling him. You can't just beat it up, cuz you gotta put a little love in there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta warm the car up first. And then your description, you gotta get her. So what do you say? Until you can't run up in it until she's slick like a baby seal, nigga. Like
yeah. Like, where are there seals beyond the wall?
Where did the why? That's the unrealistic thing. Plot hole.
I'm not thinking of baby seals when I'm trying to knock it down, bro. Like, I'm all right.
Hell of a reference. So let's see. Reality sets in for Sansa. She ain't going to High Garden. She's gonna marry Tyrion. This is when Sansa and Marjorie are walking on a little path, and they're chit-chatting, and she's like, oh, I gotta do this. And we learn the ladies in High Garden are pretty experienced, because Marjorie's like, it might not be that bad. And Sansa's like, where'd you learn this from? Your mother? Yeah, I learned it from my mom. No, bitch. I'm out here getting experience.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here busting it a bit. Yeah.
I feel like High Garden was like the high class Dorne. It was the Dorne of the North. Dorne with white people.
We gotta take a quick pause.
Quick pause.
This week's episode of the House of Lords podcast has been brought to you by
us.
Yes, it's brought to you by us. So if you would like to help us sustain this podcast and grow this podcast, here's a few great ways you can do so.
You could share the link to our podcast on your social medias. Let it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even MySpace if you're feeling nostalgic.
Yeah, use the hashtag BlurredPod. That's our hashtag. You can join the conversations that we're having. Let us know what you think about the things that we're talking about. On Twitter, you can use the hashtag PodIn. That's a now listening hashtag. Those other people know what you're listening to, as well as a great way to find other podcasts by creators of color. If you want to step it up a little bit and you want to help us out financially, you can check out our Patreon, located at patreon.com/House of Blurreds. We keep it simple. There you can donate as little as $1 a month, up to even more, whatever you're so inclined to do. There's some great giveaways on there depending on the different tier levels. Definitely check it out.
Or if you're not too big on commitment, you can visit our PayPal at House of Blurreds, and you can just hit us with a one-time donation because anything counts.
Yes, every dollar counts. Any notes that are left with those donations, be it on Patreon or on PayPal, will be read out on the show. So we'll definitely give you a shout out because we greatly appreciate it. Again, thanks for listening. Now back to the show. All right, so back to where we were at. Yeah, so Sansa ain't going to High Garden. Let's see. Tywin sets Joffrey straight. So this interaction between Tywin and Joffrey, again, it was just like, yeah.
That scene that Joffrey looked scared that Tywin was about to slap him about that throne.
He should have. This would have been a good point for Tywin to just kill Joffrey, and would nobody have known.
Like, for real. Get him up out of there. But it's coming, though. It's coming. I ain't even tripping.
We are getting closer.
Can't wait to talk about that one.
Danny reaches Young Kai, and Danny is set on freeing the slaves of Young Kai. And the Young Kai just want her to leave. That guy came and said, here's some gold. We got you some ships. You can have as many ships as you want. All you gotta do is get on them bad boys and go. And she's like, nah. And here's my proposition for you. I'll give you your life, but you freeing them slaves.
And I'm keeping you gold.
Yeah. And this is when we get Missandei giving her all her titles again. Like that introduction. Daenerys Stormboard of House Targaryen, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, the Unburnt,
Keep
the Queen
going.
Sully.
Keep going. Keep going. Put some respect on her name. You gotta put some respect on her name. Put some respect on her name. You better get all her titles. The Unburnt.
That was all of them. It was like, dang, that's a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. It does get old after a while, though. Not even gonna lie. Like they literally do. Every time it's a important meeting with Danny in the show, they do that every time. And I'm just like, yo, listen, she got like 8 titles. Can you do some alliteration or something real quick and just
let's keep it down to the big 3: Mother of Dragons, Unburnt.
Yeah, like can we have like how Shield is, what's Shield in Marvel? Like, can we just make Danny like Shield?
Yeah, it's get her to get like an abbreviation for it. She'll figure that out later. But yeah, that's all we need. Getting all that. So Tyrion confronts Shay, or tries to comfort Shay, not confront. What the fuck did I write? He's trying to comfort Shay, and Shay's just like, no.
He gonna confront her.
Well, yeah, eventually. But at this point, we still like Shay, and we're feeling for her. Let's see. Melisandre tells Gendry who he is. So they just ride. See, this is what I'm talking about. Well, they just ride in a boat past King's Landing. Like, we just ride in a boat straight through the Blackwater Bay, straight past King's Landing to Dragonstone. Like, it's just that close, and ain't nobody guarding that water. So we know that Stannis is holed up at Dragonstone. They know that. And ain't no Navy patrolling these waters. Ain't nobody on the shore trying to, shoot ships as they try to leave or he try to get supplies. We just leaving them alone, letting them run willy-nilly.
I mean, what else you gonna do?
At this point, we've attacked the ships. We've burned his boat. We've killed the army. So why not send in a fleet of people onto Dragonstone and take him out while he's weak? Why are we giving him... I don't get it.
I feel like
what you
do.
Go ahead.
Her system. Because he told them when he was coming to attack him. So it's like, he's chilling right now.
Yeah, I would never took my foot up off his throat. Like, it'd have just been way to kill him while he was down. If I was Cersei. If it was me calling the shots.
Then again, Cersei's not calling the shots at this point. At this point, she's only Queen Mother.
Yeah, it's true. And you're right. Tywin is an honorable guy. So there's that, I guess. Or, I mean, in fact that it is only season 3 and we need to get more show out of this too. But what else? So Arya's still mad about Gendry. This is when she tells him her true god is the god of death. And she jets out and he tries to send those guys to go get her and she hides. Her hide and seek game is on point because they could not find her. And then she gets snatched up by the Hound. So we get the start of that friendship. Jaime visits Brienne. Jaime goes to see Brienne and tells him that she's leaving or he's leaving. And she's staying there. And then Bruce was like, hey, I'm going to send you back to your dad. And just don't tell your dad I had anything to do with your hand getting cut off. And let him know I'm...
Hey, look. Take me out of this, bro. Hey, look. I ain't had nothing to do with this, okay? Don't have him coming back for me.
Yeah. Let's just make this real clear. Like, that wasn't done on my direction. And Roose Bolton's on his way to the Twins. So he's on his way to the Red Wedding.
I forgot. Damn, next podcast, that's happening. Jesus.
Yup.
Ouch.
Man, that means we gotta watch that again. Theon's torture continues. Dun dun dun.
Yo, he going in on Theon, bro.
Yeah. This was just like he sat around and thought about this. Like he thought up ways to torture this man, and this was on the list. I'm gonna send some chicks naked.
But you get it in. It'll be your last time ever getting it in.
Yes, cause sure enough, we cutting off your junk after this.
Right. Like, I want you to enjoy yourself as much as you can, because it's the last time.
Yo, that is so fucked up. Yeah, that's crazy torture. Ygritte teaches John how to hunt, and well, no, okay, Mo, you only have an Xbox One. You don't have a PS4. So I realized that Ygritte looks like, I think her name is Eloy or Eloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Y'all should Google that. Anybody who listens that plays Horizon Zero Dawn will know exactly who I'm talking about. And that's what Ygritte looks like, the chick from Horizon Zero Dawn. She dresses like her, like that's who the character from Horizon Zero Dawn was modeled after. Was Ygritte, one of the two. So she teaches him how to hunt. Bran wants to go beyond the wall, and Asha is not having it. And this is where we get a little more Asha backstory, because we've got none of her backstory at this point. But we get a little Asha backstory. She once had a husband, and he like went for a walk one day and never came back. And then when he showed back up, he was a White Walker basically, and she had to burn her house down. That's a sad story. So, let's see. Jaime decides that he's going back for Brienne, because that's when the dude tells him, nah, she's not leaving, because her dad sent a note back saying that he was going to give like 300 gold dragons. And old boy was like, that's not enough if you're farming sapphire. And it's like, where the fuck did he get that idea? Well, Jaime. Because Jaime told him earlier that her home was where all the sapphire came from. So then Jaime realized he got to go back and set her free and save her.
And save his future boo?
Yeah, save his future boo. Oh.
Nah, don't be on.
Boo unrealized. Because I honestly, at this point, don't believe that that's ever going to come to fruition. We're never going to get it. It's going to be something that we want, but we'll never get. At least I want. I want that to happen. But I don't think we'll ever get it. I think it's going to be, all hell's going to be breaking loose. And they're never going to get to tell each other how they feel.
Or he's not going to say it until he's dying.
Even worse.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Game of Thrones. Don't have this boy in here on his breath like Lady Brienne. I love you. I've always loved you.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to be dying in Brienne's arms. And he's going to be professing his love. And Arya going to walk up and be like, yo, let me get that face.
Are gonna be like, y'all done? Like,
if only Arya talked like that, that should be amazing. Hey, y'all done? Y'all done, son? Hey, I need him to come up on that face real quick, though.
I'm gonna need that for later.
Need that.
Man,
that's Merch first. And she's and Jaime ain't choked around already.
Yeah, that shit's gonna happen. So. Okay, then season. Do you guys have notes on episode 8? Can we just jump into episode 8? It really wasn't that much to episode 8.
I have nothing on episode 8.
8 was just the Red Wedding, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I don't know how much I watched.
You made it to the Red Wedding lesson?
Yeah, that's when I went to sleep.
Nah, Red Wedding was like episode 9 or 10 of this season.
I think it was 9.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was season finale. I think it was 9.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Casimir. God dang it.
Yes, that was my last note, because this episode ends with the reigns of Casimir. This episode ends with the reigns of Casimir, and the next episode starts with getting the explanation of how, or did it start? Well, in the next episode is where we get the backstory on the song and how the song came to be. So I think that song about to be my ringtone. It's pretty lit. Like the more it gets weaved in, but that was actually my note here as well. It ends with the reigns of Castamere. All right, so we won't go into episode 8, although there was really not a lot to episode 8, to be honest. We all literally have like a page and a half of notes on episode 8, so it's like the shortest amount of notes I have. But what we can discuss here now is the season 8 preview. Everyone's watched that preview?
Yes, I've watched it.
Unfortunately, my stupid ass. I've been missing everything on purpose, and then I had a weak moment. Had a weak ass moment. I said, "It's the official." No, I ain't gonna do it. Do it for the vine. I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the vine.
My stupid ass watched it anyway.
All right, so let's talk about it. My phone battery died, so I can't pull it up on my phone. Armani, you can pull up that video? Because, like, we watched it, like, about a good 2 times last night and then slowed it down and kind of took it frame by frame and was kind of looking at shit. So, like, okay, well, what did you think about it?
I ain't like it. I shouldn't have watched it. The 3 times that I watched that shit. Shit ain't fun.
It is because I know how you feel about trailers. Oh man, that makes it even funnier, to be honest with you.
It's not fun, man. Trailers suck. They fucking ruin the movie. They give you too many context clues. But like, that's the only way that I'm not gonna hear about something through word of mouth. I'm gonna see a trailer and go, you know what, that looks dope. I'm gonna go and go see it. And then you see the trailer and you see the movie. It's just like, damn, they told a lot of the context clues from the movie in the trailer. Like, trailers get me angry.
So I have a feeling though that this trailer is literally pieces from maybe 2 episodes, and that's it.
I think it's like the first 2 episodes.
Probably. I agree with you, because I think when we were breaking down season 8 setup, I think we had said that like episode 2 was going to be the battle, with the Night King.
Okay, right. And so a friend of mine who was an asshole, I heard it's episode 1. I heard they out the gate with this shit.
I mean, if the episode is an hour and a half long, because they said 80-minute episodes, right?
That's what they said.
So it's about an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm with you. I think they set it up like, and it either starts or it's getting ready to start. And episode 2 is like the whole entire battle scene, to where they said it was the fucking 1 episode where it's going to be a battle for the whole entire episode.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. So episode 1, Danny gets there. That's what we're seeing. Those dragons flying over Winterfell. We see Arya looking up at the dragons. You know, we see Sansa seeing the dragons. So we got confirmation the dragons are at Winterfell, because there was that question of where are they at. Tormund is alive. My heart was so warmed to see that he was alive, because that was my concern coming off of the season finale when that wall was going down. It was like, did him and fuck Barrick, but did he make it off the wall? And we see that he did.
I've been told you that. Like, they're not gonna let this nigga who was sitting on a freaking rock fighting off the Night King and all of these whites with like 7 people who was supposed to die like 8 times in that episode. You think he gonna get the wall blown down and that's how he dies? No. When Tormund dies, it's going to be a moment. It's going to be you got stabbed in the throat by the Night King or some dumb shit. Like, but like, it's not going to be it's going to be a singular death, if that makes any sense. It's not going to be him dying with random other people that we don't even know in the show. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a moment where it's going to be like, oh, you died right now. And we see it. Give you your props.
It's going to be some shit like, I don't even want to speak this into existence because I don't want it to happen. But I could see them doing it where he's the one who's going to hold off the Night King so they can escape from Winterfell. Like, it's going to be some bullshit like that. Because we know they're not going to win at the Battle of Winterfell. I don't believe that's not happening.
That's going 100%.
How do you hold off the Night King? That's the thing that I don't get. Like, through this whole trailer, it's just no way that anyone's escaping. He's got a dragon. He's got those spiders. He's got the giants. How are you leaving Winterfell?
But they got mad dragonglass weapons. So you got to assume that they've got dragonglass arrows. So they're going to have bows and arrows, shooting arrows. There's mad dragonglass arrows. Now, the issue is going to come with that dragon. When that dragon shows up, that's going to be a fight.
If that's the case, though, my bad, Mo. You can go.
No, I wouldn't say much. I was going to say that's going to be a real issue. Like, I really want to see what's going to happen when the dragon shows up. And it's going to be like dragon on dragon, two on one dragons. I want to see what the hell's going to happen.
Okay.
At that point.
If that dragon is a white, and literally you just stab a white with dragonglass and it dies, is that just one arrow to the dragon? One arrow dragonglass to the dragon. Gonna kill it.
Probably. Well, we're going to find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Right. I have so many mother effing questions that need to be answered, Game of Thrones. That's all. I don't care about who dies. I have my people that I want to live and my people that I care less. But hey, look, and Ivan Drago, if he dies, if she dies, she dies. It is what it is. But just answer these questions. I know that. Better be some answers. Don't you leave no stone. Don't you leave some stones unturned. Man.
Well, that's another question. How will it end? Okay, so we're still trying to figure the first two episodes. So we see that boat with what looks like the soldiers from the Iron Bank on a boat.
On Euron's boat.
Yes, on Euron's boats. So we know that he's got them. What else was in this episode? I'm watching it. Okay. Can we talk about how Cersei has changed the uniforms for the gold cloaks? Like, they used to wear gold, now they dripped in black, and in black suits is clean.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't realize they was the gold cloaks.
I'm gonna assume they are because that's her shit now. So that's what she got guarding her. They just ain't gold no more. That shit is all black everything. That scene where she's sitting in the castle and she's drinking. And it looks like she's crying, like she's holding back tears. So this is what I think. Huh?
It's probably when Jaime left.
Is it when Jaime left, or does she get news that Winterfell has fallen? Because Jaime's gonna leave. Jaime already left, and Jaime left and told her, I'm gonna fight for the living, and that quote is streamed through this trailer. But she told Jaime she's leaving. She's gonna go fight for the living. She knows he's going up there. So it's gonna be mixed feelings when she gets the news that Winterfell has fallen. Because she's going to think, well, fuck, Jaime's dead too. But hey, I really ain't got much else to worry about. So the tears she's fighting back is for possibly losing Jaime. But there's still that half-assed smirk on her face like she's won, but she's lost something. Like she's lost the last something that she had at the same time. So I feel like maybe that's what that scene is. Like she's getting the news that Winterfell has fallen and that they lost. She's going to get the news that they lost, but not really knowing that they're all still alive and coming her way type shit.
Yeah. That's
my favorite part of this trailer. There is a scene about halfway through it where you see Arya in front of like flames and shit, and she's got a staff in her hand and she is just doing work. The fact that the trailer opens up with her looking like she's been beat up a little bit and she's running from something, my girl better make it out this castle.
I feel like is going to be the beginning of the war. I feel like it's going to be like some whites start getting in through the crypts. Or not through the crypts, because we
determined it's not the crypts because there's a window. Like we replayed this shit and slowed it down so many times trying to figure out where Arya was at. We know she's not in the crypts because there was a window. So she's somewhere in the castle.
Yeah, it's going to be like those first few whites. And then that scene where she's talking about, like, I've been waiting to see this death, is going to be before the battle.
Mm-hmm. And there's scenes where Jaime is also fighting and is backlit by fire around him. There's going to be a moment where the two of them are going to have to fight side by fucking side.
It's going to be a lot of people fighting side by side. That's going to be a crazy thing to see too. A lot of the people that over the course of this show that were enemies or battled against each other, then now it's just like, yeah, well, we got to fight together because clearly these people... It's about that business. And it's going to be very interesting to see.
I think the smart thing to do would be to send Bran away from Winterfell, but where are you sending him?
And what is his, and this is my thing, what is his purpose at this point?
I mean, he's Three-Eyed Raven.
We know that, but what is his purpose at this point in the war? What is he doing at this point in the war? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's not doing anything to help. I mean, did Three-Eyed Raven ever help in life, period? Probably not. I mean, we don't know who the original Three-Eyed Raven was, who that dude in the tree was. But we know, I mean, at this point, we know that Bran's sole purpose at this point is to deliver to Jon the news that he is a Targaryen. After that, point served. Like, you're done. It's a wrap for Bran.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for showing up this season.
Appreciate you, brother. So you want to go ahead and take your ass in Dragonstone now? Because we don't need you. Because Khadijah don't need you.
And is that where they're going to send him? Like, they send him to Dragonstone? You know, we send Sam, Gilly, Bran, all the useless people that cannot... Well, okay. We'll see there.
Yeah, say, no, you had it right. You had it right. Don't you backtrack. track on that.
Well, I was about to say, do we send all the useless people to Dragonstone? But we see that scene where you got Varys, what looks like Varys is in the crypt with a bunch of like women and children. Mm-hmm. So they're clearly hiding during the fight. So that then leads to, did they not send the weaklings away? Like, why are you keeping these people in the north or keeping these people at Winterfell? Once you get the news that that fucking wall is gone, you need to be getting people as far south as possible, as quickly as possible. Like, why are they still here? Mm-hmm. There should be nothing but people who can fight left in Winterfell at that point.
I mean, that's horses and stuff that they gotta disband. Like, that's just the resources they don't have.
You're right, and winter is here, so it's cold as fuck. So,
right, yeah, winter is on deck.
yeah, winter has came. So, yeah, I guess you really can't move them anywhere because it's fucking feet of snow outside. So, I guess there's I keep forgetting this ain't a button no more on this phone. It's just like a center pad. What else from that trailer? Was that it? I think it was pretty much the trailer. I mean, you get Jon and Dany
walking up on the dragons.
Well, that was nice. So yeah, the last two Targaryens with the last two dragons. Is when we're gonna find out at the end of this that one of those dragons is a female.
That'd be smart.
Yeah, because
I feel like that'd be a nice touch.
We need more dragons after this. Like somebody's gotta lay an egg. So one of them's gonna be female.
It makes me sad that it's only two.
Yeah, and where's his wolf? Where's Ghost?
You know,
Ghost don't show up. Like, what the fuck? You running around with dragons? What happened? I thought we was friends.
Ghost is like, yeah, you got dragons. I'm cool.
True.
I'm chilling, nigga. Did you see the dragon up in there? No, I'm cool.
He's joined forces with Arya's wolf out there. He went and joined her pack.
I think we're going to see Ghost down in the crypt with those people. Because there's no way they sending Ghost out to fight White Walkers. No way.
Nah, not once they see the fucking dragon. Or if they do, once they see they turn the dragon, Jon going to be calling for him like quickly. Like he going to want that fucking, want him back. Once he know that they turn animals. Well, they turn horses. So they already know they can turn animals. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if they get a dragon and a dire wolf?
I mean, at this point, they got giants and giant spiders. The Ghost ain't doing nothing. I really would have been like, you stay down here with this in the crypt with these people, and that's your job. This is your station.
Probably, I could see that. I could see them having him down there because, yeah, he's the last of the Mohicans. He's it. I mean, Arya's wolf is out there, but she's wild. She's doing her own thing. So,
I mean, this might be when we see Arya's wolves come back with her pack to help with the Battle of Winterfell. But I still feel like they're gonna turn her wolf.
I don't want it. I don't want it. That shit better not happen. I will cry.
The question is, at the end of this battle, who do we think is getting turned into a White Walker?
Sam.
Get him up out of there. Sam, you can go. Bye.
You know what? I realized that's probably why they didn't turn his ass last time. We don't need this useless fat fuck. Like, we know what a fat White Walker.
I forgot they walked right past him and was like, nah.
Mm-mm. It's like world. We don't need the fat guy.
He's just gonna slow us down.
Yo, you can't get picked for no team.
And I'm giving you the once over. Like, nah, bro, you can stay on the bench.
Do we think Gilly gonna survive?
She can go too. Truth be told, it's like 4 people, and I'm just like, look, if these 4 people survive, hey, restart humanity with these 4 people. Because Arya cool, Dany cool, Jon cool, and Tyrion. Everybody else, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch. These first 2 episodes are gonna be a bitch.
Yes, like I think it's gonna happen like that. I think it's gonna be first 2 is gonna be crazy. 3rd is gonna be a setup. Like 4th is gonna be a lead in. Another setup, but like a better setup, and then like 5 and 6 is just gonna break everybody else.
So let's see. How many season 3 of Game of Thrones? There's 10 episodes. So we will wrap next episode. We're going to wrap up season 3. So next episode is going to be 8, 9, 10. And do we want to jump on episode 1 of season 4?
Okay, we got to do some catching up.
Yeah, we do. So next episode we'll tackle 8, 9, 10, and then season 4, episode 1 on the next episode.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's check and see how many episodes. So wait, is the Red Wedding this season? Yeah, the Red Wedding is this season. So All right. Well, oh, the last thing for that trailer, seeing Miss Sandy and Grey Worm.
You just know he gonna die now. When they add in those extra compassionate scenes, like you really just like, oh, I hope they make it through. I hope they get their little happy ending. No, he's gonna be a White Walker.
That means he gonna win. He gonna live, and she gonna die somehow, some crazy way.
One of those two.
But you're right though. Somebody dying. Like ain't no room for love. Shutting that love shit down.
Yeah, and in writing, especially writing that's written by white people, black women are expendable as fuck. So the fact that she survived this long is like, we should be grateful for that. Like, let's be real. She ain't making it to the end. So yeah, I think she's probably gonna be the casualty because it's gonna be a casualty that we care about for sure in these first two episodes.
Casualties. I say in my head, I say at least 5 people that we care about are out of there.
In episode 1 and 2, like by the end of episode 2.
Yep.
Ooh.
A good 5. You gotta realize, like, there's a lot of characters still left that we care about.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people at that wall up there. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, I can see that.
Again, I say at least a good 5 is out of there.
It's off the dome. I could see Miss Sandy's going down, Barrick Dundarian's going down. The rest of the Brotherhood without banners.
The rest of the Brotherhood done. And I rock with Thoros. I rock with Dundarian.
Yeah.
I know you're a big I know you're a big Sandor fan. Like the Hound could be up out of here. Like
nah, I don't think the Hound's leaving yet because I think the Hound is going to be the one to take out the Mountain.
But either or, that's what I'm saying. Like the people that we're naming, obviously we have our top 5 people that if they die, it's just like, oh, we really gonna be upset. But there's still characters that we enjoy, and I think at least 5 is going. At least could be more.
Well, we shall see. All right, we got anything else for the trailer or these episodes are done, but anything else for the trailer?
Nope.
All right, well, I guess that's an episode. So until next time, take care of yourselves and be good to each other.